Welcome to this review of Wonderboy, the Dragon's Trap. Originally released on the Sega Master System in 1989, during the golden age of the 8-bit era, The Dragon's Trap is a direct follow-up to Wonderboy in Monsterland, a game that came out the year before. At the time, the game received much international acclaim and has kept its reputation as a classic through the years as one of the best titles released on the Master System. Now, almost 3 decades later, the fine folks at Lizard Cube took their love for the game and worked with the Wonderboy series creator to bring back the game, with a new shiny coat of paint. Wonderboy the Dragon's Trap is a loose open-ended platformer, not unlike what is often referred to as a Metroidvania-style game, with a little bit of Mega Man added to the mix. The game shows its roots as an 8-bit platformer with all the backtracking, exploring, unlockable areas, and some light RPG elements thrown in to boot. The story is quite straightforward, as many were at the time. The game opens as you defeat Mecha Dragon, when in the last act of evil he places a curse on Wonderboy, turning him into some half-boy, half-lizard monster. And so it's off to find a cure. Along the way you will have to defeat many foes and survive many more animal transformations before you can become your true self again. If you are familiar with the original, then one thing stands out from the moment you start the game. This is the same game you have played before. Same levels, same enemy types, same adventure. There are no new special attacks or new kind of save points, and there's not even much in the way of a tutorial. Most of the time the game leaves you to its own devices. But if you have played a game before, you should not be too lost. After a brief introduction that takes you through the last level against the Mecha Dragon, you find yourself in the form of a half-lizard monster in a small town that acts as a hub level of sorts. Due to your limited powers, there will be many places you cannot access right away, and it's up to you to explore the game world for secrets and powers that will allow you access to those areas. The controls are simple from a time where a game controller was a D-pad with 2 buttons. But now that we have more buttons to choose from, the controller layout has much improved. And besides the normal jump and attack button, you also have access very easily to a special attack. These special consumable attacks can be collected throughout the game by killing monsters. You will find such things as boomerangs, tornadoes, arrows and lightning bolts. Though you might not need these all the time, they can come handy in a pinch. Your health is indicated by the traditional hearts, which deplete as you get hit. In the beginning you will have just 1 heart, but you will find more throughout the game as you progress. The game also has shops that offer a limited selection of weapons and armor, making you stronger and more resistant to attacks. This adds some very light RPG elements, but it's not always clear how much each of the upgrades really helps. However, there is a noticeable effect, and it becomes easier to defeat the bad monsters, earning you coin to buy more upgrades. While you are exploring, it is important you keep an eye out for areas you cannot reach just yet. As you explore, you will encounter a number of bosses, whom once defeated transform you into another creature with special unique abilities. These abilities might allow you access to those areas you could not access before. When all your hearts are depleted from your health bar, the game removes all consumable weapons that you carry, but lets you keep all your upgrades, animal forms, and coin as it respawns you back in town. Due to a lack of mid-level save system, this often means you're starting back over. This can feel a little punishing, but as you get stronger, the levels feel easier to handle, and the run gets easier. Overall, the game plays very well, even though some floaty handling and hitbox placements can cause some frustrations when you think you had just perfectly planned a jump or attack and then miss for no clear reason. Enemies have different colors to indicate their toughness, but it's not always clear how tough, and at times it feels some consistency is missing. As you can tell from the footage, the game sure is pretty to look at, and it's also nice to listen to. The folks at Lizard Cube bring the game into the new age with amazing colorful graphics that make the game feel like a comic book come to life, all while still staying faithful to the original designs. In fact, the game allows you to switch back between the 8-bit version and the new version at the flick of a button, and it's fun to compare what the original was like and what it has become. In the end though, the new graphics are too nice to turn off, and other than nostalgia, there's no real reason to stay in 8-bit mode. Similar to the graphics overhaul, the game also received brand new audio. The sound effects are pretty basic, but they work really well with the soundtrack, which is a new arrangement of the 8-bit originals. They're all recorded with real instruments, and it gives a much more organic sound that's fun to listen to and does not feel so repetitive as the originals. Wonderboy: The Dragon's Trap is one of the best remakes of the 8-bit era in a long time. At just under $20, the game is offered at a fair price point. But keep in mind, it is fairly short and can probably be finished in a long evening or at least over a weekend. With no multiplayer and no random dungeons or additional levels, the only reason to replay will be because you had so much fun the first time around. Therefore, replay value is quite low after you complete this adventure. However, the entry price is still more than worth the experience. Whether you're looking for a nice filler game or a fun nostalgia trip down memory lane, Wonderboy: The Dragon's Trap is a title you cannot miss. See you next time at Geeks vs. Geeks.